Hello and welcome to UFC Glory Days, a UFC and Fanatics original podcast. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the double champ, DC. How you doing, DC?
Good, man. Good. I'm so happy to be here. It's be fun. Beautiful set.
Thank you. Thank you very
beautiful
much.
set.
I put it in myself.
Yeah, you built it with your hands.
Yeah,
you're a fucking monster.
Yeah. On my
you can
hands
just
and
tell.
knees.
Look at those arms, how strong they are.
Everybody out there's fighting, and it's just sunrise, and I'm in here with brick and mortar.
Yeah, you're that type of guy.
You know what we're doing here today?
Yes, right? You told me Glory Days.
Glory Days. We're here to talk about UFC 300, one of the best of all time. I'm so fucking excited for this one.
What started in the mile-high city over 30 years ago arrives tonight at the milestone of milestones for the most epic celebration to date, UFC 300, in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And on a legendary night, legends will be made, legacies will collide, and the primal scream will go up. Loud enough to induce nightmares in the light heavyweight division. As a two-division champion and one of the deadliest marksmen on the planet, has tapped into the native spirit of a stone-faced killer. Ready to avenge his mentor and defend the title against the former champ, who's coming back for what's his, the belt he never lost. With the highest strike rate in the light heavyweight storied history and a streak of pure savagery that won't quit.
Jamal Hill, sweet dreams!
First, in one of the most highly anticipated fights at women's strawweight, the first ever China versus China battle for the UFC championship. As the most decorated fighter the strawweight division will ever know is back.
Now she's got it, that's it! Zhang Weili!
Ready to declare herself as the bully of Beijing. Yet coming for her fury unleashed, with the distinction of having among the very best strike rates in strawweight history, and determined to return to China with the belt around her waist. Plus, the BMF title is on the line, and the man holding it has proven he's not just the baddest man on the planet, but the definition of hell personified.
Oh! Justin Gaethje!
Who has dished out more punishment than anyone else. Except maybe one man, the legendary Hawaiian himself, an iconic future Hall of Famer who runs directly into the line of fire because fear is not in his vocabulary, and he is the fire itself. They don't come bigger than this, stacked from pillar to post with champions of the highest order and the greatest assemblage of fighters to ever gather under one roof. It's time to make that walk. The time for unrivaled greatness has arrived. Live from the sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's UFC 300, Pereira versus Hill, and it starts right now.
It was April 13th, 2024, here in Las Vegas, Nevada, one of our more recent events for UFC Glory Days. I'm here with DC, Daniel Cormier. My name is Nick Brown. I'm a senior producer here at the UFC. I'm filling in as host today. DC, you were excited to talk about UFC 300?
Yeah, love it. So I got a couple questions, right?
Hit me with it.
All right. First off, that song that just turned off,
Yeah.
I mean, you better make sure you're asking the right people to remix this thing, because just remixing anything UFC is not always the smartest idea.
Oh, yeah.
You got to ask a lot of people, say, hey, we'll put a little R&B and rap into that little da, da, da. Yeah.
We twisted a few arms.
Yes,
We
it
twisted
was
a few
nice.
arms. We made a few calls, you know?
And also, Hellboy's awesome. Hellboy's the guy that voices all of the cold opens. He's so good, man. It
Perlman.
gave me, like, chills to hear because and also hearing all the athletes as they were kind of reading through that script was sick.
It's special, man.
You know, being on the cards, 100, 200, 300, every fighter, I will tell you this as a guy that fought.
Yeah.
Pray that you get an opportunity to fight on one of those cards. One of the centennial ones, 100, 2, 3. It's like nothing you've ever felt. I was on 200,
Yep.
and it was nuts.
Yeah, and you fought another legend. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's the thing, is they're reserved for the big names.
Yes.
You have to be somebody to be on these cards.
Yeah. It was sick. And,
Yeah.
and like, the amount of effort that the UFC puts into everything is huge, but you can feel it in the big one.
Yeah.
And that was a big one in UFC 300. It felt even bigger. It's like 100 was awesome. I remember watching UFC 100 from Stillwater, Oklahoma, before I ever started fighting. And I was like, I think I want to do that.
Yeah.
200, I was able to fight in it. 300, I was a part of it because I was at the commentary
Yeah.
table. I've
What
been lucky.
Full circle moment. That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, been so lucky.
Which one was your favorite of those centennial events? Like, did you like watching it on TV? Probably not watching it on TV, but I mean, competing or sitting octagons.
Watching on TV was pretty fun.
Sure.
Because that was at a time when I was still wrestling. So I wasn't closely connected to mixed martial arts. And remember, back around that time, there were very few pay-per-views. So you'd gather
Yeah.
to watch a pay-per-view. We all gathered at this guy Scott Day's house, and he was big old TV. Brock Lesnar fought. George St. Pierre fought.
Yep.
Everybody fought. And you were like, man, they really did roll out the red carpet for this event. Awesome. UFC 200 was awesome. It was supposed to be John Jones and I.
Yeah.
It was like we were the main event of UFC 200. And as much as we promoted every fight, we were on Good Morning America. We got the big shows for UFC 200. Ultimately, I fought Anderson Silva, but I fought. Amanda Nunes fought Miesha Tate. Brock Lesnar fought. There were so many great fighters. But to not have the worry of the fight and be a part of an event at UFC 300, that was probably the one that I like because I didn't have the stress of having to make sure I won. And then at 100, I was so removed from it, I was just a fan. So yeah, I've had that real full circle moment of going from fan all the way to a guy that's experienced it.
And that's what's honestly so cool about this event is throughout the course of it, I think you're right. UFC 100 was just kind of like, we're still almost this like underground sport. We
Yes.
got to put all of our best names
This
on
is
this damn
us
thing.
now. Hi guys,
This is
we're
us.
here.
Yeah, we are arriving.
Yep.
200 was like, we are staking our claim that we're still here. 300 was almost we've ascended. We're mainstream now. It's not a surprise we're here anymore. Like we are. Congratulations. Like we have the Super Bowl, we have the NBA Finals, we have UFC 300. The biggest of the biggest events.
Yeah, it was sick.
And I don't know what you remember about the lead up to this event, but really the only controversy around it was just the main event. Like who's going to be the main event?
Yeah, because Pereira, remember, Pereira just was so active.
Yeah.
So you had an idea. If he was available, he would say, hey, I'm here, put me in here. But the problem had been he had already beaten Yuri. Nobody was really popping off the page to be his opponent. But then Jamal Hill, who was a former champion, had got hurt. We didn't know he would be ready. But the moment you heard Jamal Hill's ready, it just felt right for that to headline UFC 300.
For sure. And it came together quick because, Alex had won the belt against Yuri. Yeah. And then he was even vying for, I can fight Tom Aspinall in 2 months. He's like, I'll turn around. I'll go up to heavyweight. I'll do what I want. There were all kinds of rumors about this card. There were rumors about this being Conor versus Chandler.
Yes.
There were rumors about this being Leon defending against Bilal. There were rumors of Islam moving up for this.
So many people were rumored to fight at UFC 300 because you knew that headlining that card would mean so much.
Yeah.
But there were some things, right, that if you pay close attention, right, Islam was just coming from Ramadan. He won't be able to fight. Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad, Leon wasn't jazzed about the fight, right? There were so many things like, okay, like if I dig deeper, because I'm doing the YouTube thing and I'm just like constantly talking about what's happening. So you're just paying more attention to everything. But you knew that if there was a guy that would say, hey, I'm ready, it was Alex Pereira.
For sure.
As long as he had a person to match him in the octagon and match his star power. He's one of the rare guys, honestly, that the person on the other side of the marquee doesn't matter as much anymore.
For sure.
Because he's such a big star.
Yeah, and he does it in such a unique way that's different than the other big stars in UFC history. You know, like when you go back to Chuck Liddell, like Chuck Liddell, those guys had just this aura to them.
Yes.
We're just kind of like, I remember hearing Forrest told me a story about one time he was at, I think, a charity event, and he bumped into Brian Urlacher. And Brian Urlacher spilled his beer. And Brian Urlacher's like, I'm going to kick your ass. And Forrest was like, okay. And Forrest goes outside. And a few minutes later, Brian Urlacher comes out. And Brian Urlacher, I'm a football guy.
I know who Brian Urlacher is, but he's going to get his ass kicked.
And Brian Urlacher's like, hey, they just told me who you are. And Chuck was that.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, oh, yeah, this is just the super cool superstar athlete you just don't fuck with.
You don't fuck with him.
Then, you know, you get into the Connors, you get into the Chaels, the guys that are like, I can tie this WWE-esque trash talk
to this fight.
To the fight. And I have the skills to back it up.
It has to work.
It has to work.
You have to win.
Yep.
It doesn't work if you don't win. And it was awesome.
And then, you had Anderson Silva, who had the skills, but Anderson had, this fun, whimsical mystery to him, versus Alex is, he's threatening.
So, this is one of the things that I was always saying. Pereira started to speak English.
Yep.
And I was like, please don't. Stay, speaking Portuguese. Nobody knows. And be stone-faced. Because he was scary. It's like, he's going to hurt somebody. This guy, Anderson spoke English the whole time. But Anderson understood he was a little bit more wait, what is Anderson Silva really thinking? If you didn't know what he was saying. Pereira was starting to open up, come out of his shell. We were feeling like we were starting to get to know him. And even in that, I thought the big head, the big face, his whole body's huge. His hands are huge, feet are huge. I thought all that was part of the reason he was so intriguing to everyone. But then when he opened up, people, they were drawn to him even more because they loved his personality. He really is a great guy, man. Pereira is. He's funny. He's witty. He's got a lot of charisma. He really was the right guy to headline UFC 300.
Undoubtedly. I mean, just an absolute rocket ship, rising star. And we'll get into, whether or not this was the peak of his stardom. We'll get into all that later. We got a lot to talk about with this card. But April 13th, 2024, just to go down memory lane with you, #1 song in America.
Okay.
Like That by Future, Metro, and Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, so.
The beginning of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake rivalry.
Okay, so I think I know that.
Yeah.
It like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that one. I remember that one.
#2 song, very different, Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. So pick your poison.
So that was when Beyonce was doing the country thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I like Country Bay. I just love Beyonce because
it's hard
she's
not to.
beautiful.
It's hard not to. In the box office, #1 movie, Civil War, hilarious considering this is UFC 300. The #2 movie, Godzilla and Kong, Two Titans.
Okay, so I actually did that.
Did you?
Godzilla Kong. I
Really?
actually did a promo for Godzilla Kong.
Yeah.
Me and Chael Sonnen broke it down as if it was a real fight because it was going to lead into UFC 300.
I love that, actually.
Yeah, we actually did. Godzilla he's big, he's bad, but if there's one guy, right? If there's one entity that can fight him, it's Kong. And then here comes Chael.
I love it.
Yeah, we did that for King Kong versus Godzilla.
That's so sick.
Awesome movie.
Also, a great plug-in for Good Guy, Bad Guy, which gets plugged a lot during UFC 300.
I mean,
Good
my
for you.
God. I've insisted.
Yeah.
If you want me to work, I need 5.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I wish.
And you get the 5.
We
in this
get
one.
5, maybe 8.
There's one moment you do the read, and Anik even says to you,
Hopefully you guys can take advantage of all this gratuitous promotion you're
Dude, how
receiving
many
tonight at
promos
UFC
do you have?
300.
I cannot believe how many of these promos I have done. There's some promos for Good Guy, Bad Guy.
it's great.
It's awesome.
It's great.
And
You
the
got-
numbers show that that people listen to the broadcast because they watch it. They've been watching it.
It's great. It's a great show.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, this event took place at T-Mobile Arena. It was billed as the most stacked card in UFC history. The attendance was 20,067 people, which was a record at the time. Gate was $16.5 million.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a lot of money.
Killing it.
Third highest ever. We had 3 title fights, which we'll get into. And Tapology calls this the #9 best MMA event of all time.
Wow. Number 9.
High praise.
I actually thought, when I walked out of that arena that night, I thought to myself that might have been the greatest card I'd ever seen.
Yeah. That's how I
think
felt.
we said it, like, on air. Like, I think I may have just witnessed the greatest MMA card from top to bottom I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Number 9, that's crazy.
Because in order to get that kind of thing, you need to build. You need to start early, and you need to just continue to deliver until that main event. And that's what this card very much did.
It did.
Taking a look at the card, there were 12 current or former champions on this card, just to make sure we're hammering that home.
Think about this.
Yeah.
Right? At UFC 100, we put all the big names.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody left at home. At this one, there were 12 champions and former champions on it with so many left at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's how far this company has come.
It's true.
In the time since, UFC 100, which hasn't been that long ago.
And, like, so much has even changed since then. Like, we'll run through it, but, like, Diego Lopes is on this card.
Yeah.
And it's like, Diego just fought for a
He
title?
fought for the belt.
Like,
yeah.
what are we talking? It's crazy. We open Davison Figueiredo against Cody Garbrandt. Move on to King Green against Jim Miller. Jessica Andrade against Marina Rodriguez. Jalen Turner against Hanato Money Moicano. And that's just the early prelims.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Dude.
And they delivered.
Because
Davison Figueiredo, who was going up,
mm-hmm.
fought another former champion and submits him.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Davison Figueiredo is, hey guys, this guy's here.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Miller, dude, the beating he took at the hands of Bobby Green.
Yeah.
Bobby Green looked like he was a professional boxer.
Yeah.
He had Jim all bloodied, battered, and bruised, but Jim kept fighting as he always does. But then the thing that stuck out to me the most on the early prelims was watching Jalen Turner, who had all of the physical gifts you could ever ask for or wish for, hurt Hanato Moicano and tried to do the walk-off celebration.
Yeah.
Well, he might be conserving energy, too, right? He wasted a lot of energy on the ground or expended a lot of energy.
Turner thought he might have the walk-off KO.
So he goes in, he drops him, and because he knows we got these bonuses, he turns, he lifts the
Weren't
arms.
they $75,000?
They were
$300,000.
$300,000.
$300,000 bonuses. Could you imagine being a guy like Jalen Turner? It's like Jalen Turner has made good money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he's ever seen a $300,000 check to make that as a bonus if he just finishes.
Yeah.
Not to Moicano.
Just one extra shot.
Well, no. Okay.
Yeah.
In theory.
In theory.
Because there's something later in the day that was always going to get that performance bonus.
Right.
There's a
and we'll get there.
Yeah, we will get there. But there's something later in this card that was always getting that performance bonus. But at least, Jalen Turner at 6 p.m. on that Saturday night, right? After we start at 4, Jalen finishes that main event at 6. He could at least go back to the locker room going, I may be getting $300,000.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's happening down the line. He doesn't, though. He doesn't even have that ability because of him going.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's not like he does it for a long time. It's a quick turn, and then he doesn't hear the ref step in, and he turns, and he's like, why didn't you? And at that point, Moicano's already up. And that's the window's closed.
It's literally one of the biggest fumbles in the history of MMA.
And then, Turner loses his next fight. He retires young. Meanwhile, Moicano
is the man.
Has to be a last-minute title film.
Fights for the belt. Can you believe that Jalen Turner could have went to L.A. where he's from and fought Islam Makhachev?
Yeah.
Because he would have probably got scheduled for that fight card because he had won and fight Islam Makhachev.
Yeah. And he won in impressive fashion. He would have won with a knockout KO.
After knocking out Bobby Green bad, he had hurt. Remember he beat King Green in Austin or something?
Yeah.
That would have been 2 knockouts back-to-back, I believe, for Jalen Turner, where he just looked like a world beater.
Yeah.
And, dude, I'm telling you, it's a game of inches.
It is.
This game is just such a game of inches.
It's crazy, man. Let's finish up, rounding out the card. I got distracted here. But the prelims, we continue. Super Sadiq Youssef takes on Diego Lopes. Holly Holm, a boxing Hall of Famer, takes on 2-time Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison. That's on the prelims.
Yeah, and Kayla dominates her.
Disgusting. It was such a good fight. Calvin Kattar takes on Aljamain Sterling, a former champion moving up in weight. He looked great. We'll get to that. Yuri Prohaska, former was he kickboxing champion?
Yep. And he finishes everybody
Yeah.
too. Yuri.
Yeah, former Ryzen champion.
Yep, Rising champ, UFC champ.
Yep.
Yeah, he had done it all.
Yep, takes on Alexander Rakic, and that's a stellar fight. Then to open up the pay-per-view, we had Bo Nickel, Division I NCAA wrestling, not even just champion, just a legend in that sport, taking on Cody Brundage. We had Charles Oliveira, former champion, taking on Arman Sarukian. We had Justin Gaethje, the BMF, taking on Max Holloway, a legend of the sport, a former champion. Zhang Wei Li defending her belt against Yan Xiaonan, and Alex Pereira headlining against Jamal Hill. Just stacked top to bottom. DC, when you think back to just the lead up, like the week of fight week, you're hanging around the building here. We're at Apex right now. You're downstairs, and it's just every big name on the roster is just walking through. Like
everybody was here either fighting or as a guest fighter.
Yeah.
Nobody missed.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody missed UFC 300. It was, or maybe the Dagestanis. Islam and Khabib and them were like, yeah, this is awesome, but I'll watch it from home.
Sure. Well, it was also Ramadan.
It was also Ramadan. But those guys everybody else was here in Vegas to watch. I remember them showing the celebrity shots of the event, and it was crazy. But we can feel like, as a person that's so closely connected to the organization now, you can always feel when it's big. You can just feel from the hotel and the amount of fans in the lobby, or the amount of fans chasing pictures. We couldn't even come to the Apex at UFC 300 because fans were lining up out front of the Apex. They weren't even at just the hotel for this fight card. They were at the Apex knowing fans are smart. They said when the fights are in Vegas, the fighters go to the Apex. That time they were so desperate to see all of the fighters that they were hanging out at the Apex. It was magical because you knew you are on the verge of something. I got here on Monday. Generally, I try to come on Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Got here Monday because we had so much to do to prepare for what was going to be such a massive event.
Yeah. I wound up producing that run of Embedded that week. And it's just everybody's important and everybody's busy and everybody's doing something. It was a crazy fun run of Embedded. I'm not going to run you through all of the specifics. I do have to say, though, you were kind of getting bullied there during media day. Like,
who got me?
You got Gaethje telling you, like, hey, you got to stop eating. We have to do our interview.
Come on, holding my day up.
What?
You're holding my day up.
Oh, it's on now?
It's me and you.
You got Max making fun of you for watching Champions League.
Yeah, the Champions League was on. Like,
What the hell? This guy watching soccer.
Just relax, champ.
Why are you watching soccer?
Champions League, dog. You watch it?
No, but I know you ain't watching.
I watch it.
What's with the disrespect,
Those
man?
are my boys, though. I love Max. I love Gaethje. Those are two of my good friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, they mess around all the time, and I'm the big cuddly teddy bear right now, and they don't realize that I'll snap their necks if I have to. But yes, it was I watched Embedded. I was on the very first Embedded, by the way, with Dan Henderson way back in the day.
UFC 173.
173. I fought Dan Henderson. What's up, guys? Listen, you're here with me now for the next week. You're going to be getting daily updates. Today's my last day of sparring. It's like UFC Embedded. You guys need to watch this because then you'll get more access to training camps than you've ever had before. Be following for the whole week, get to see me, spend some time with me, and catch the last bit of my preparation. So I'm glad to have you and enjoy the ride. I watch all of the Embeddeds, everything, because you were just kind of locked in. You were locked in. And I'm pretty sure you guys can tell.
Yeah.
When you look at the Embedded numbers, you put a video up, the next day it's got 1 million views. You know you're on to something, you know?
Yeah. But another key moment in the lead up to this fight was the press conference. Because, again, just a packed house for this press conference. One of the coolest moments of any press conference we've ever had, we talked about it a little bit earlier, was somebody's like, hey, Dana, for UFC 300, you got all these big names. You thinking about bumping up the bonuses?
Dana, with Max and Just want bonuses raised from $50K for the special card.
What should it be raised to?
300. 300.
300. 300. It's done.
Let's go.
Let's go. Stop asking me questions.
All due respect to Mystic Max, called out, make it 300, then called out, I want 600, and made it happen.
He got the knockout and fight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he got paid, didn't he? Max had an
Good for
extra
him.
$600,000 in bonuses.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Dude.
And guess what? They pay you fast.
Yeah.
UFC, like, it don't matter if you make $5 million. Tuesday, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. It's like you leave the fight on Saturday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, your bank account hits. Bam. All of a sudden, you're like, Mr. Cormier, can you come into the bank real quick? And I'm like, why? She had like an abnormally large deposit. I'm like, oh, did it say Zuffa? They're like, yeah. I'm like, check won't bounce. We're good. I'm like, check won't bounce. We're good.
You brought up earlier that at this card, it wasn't just the fighters. We got celebrities across the board.
Yep.
So, DC, as part of the show, we're going to be giving out awards
Uh-huh.
circled around UFC 300. Our first one is for the biggest celebrity appearance. So I'm going to list off some names.
Tell me.
I want you to tell me who you're giving this to. Josh Duhamel, Theo Vaughn, who was there early, by the way.
He loves it.
Kyler Murray, Max Crosby, my boy, Zach Brown, Chris Pratt, Mark Zuckerberg, Dennis Miller, Mike Tyson, Miles Teller, Jared Leto, David Spade, and Tim Comerford from Race Against the Machine.
Okay.
Who you going with?
They're all big stars.
They're all big stars.
But when Mike Tyson's there, he's the biggest star.
yeah.
He's the biggest star.
Dude.
When you're the heavyweight champion of the world,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
You carry this like box office appeal to you, and then you go and become an actor. Did a great job in the Hangover movies. Mike Tyson's the biggest star. Now, the biggest guy at the box office, we're talking Miles Teller or Chris Pratt. But I mean, Chris Pratt walks up to the commentary booth and he's like, "This is amazing. It's so fun." All of them were. That's the thing, right? When you sit next to Joe Rogan, you instantly are just like cooler to everybody.
Sure.
So like even those guys all want a piece of Joe Rogan. So it's like they come over there and they're saying hi, like they're just explaining how happy they are to be at UFC 300. I don't even know that Dana, Lorenzo, and the Fertitas, and then now Ari and all those guys could ever have imagined that this thing would be what it is. We now carry an ability to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We can go anywhere. If I decide I want to go see the Golden State Warriors, I can get up there. They'll be nice to me, and all the players will be respectful of what I did because you're a fighter.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to fight, and everybody has fought. Not good, but everybody has fought at some point in their life, so they respect the guy or the girl that can go into an octagon and fight and do it effectively.
Against somebody else who's very well trained.
And they're crazy. The people in there are crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the most intense shit ever. But it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It gets you going.
It's the most intense thing I've ever experienced in my life. I wrestled in the Olympic Games. Bro, I walked out in Beijing or Athens, Greece with the American flag on my chest with my coaches, and I thought, man, I wrestled an Olympic semifinal. I wrestled an Olympic medal match for third place. And I said, wow, this is the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done in my life. It's intense. Dude, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You go in the back, you sit there, and you try to go to sleep because you know that in a few hours, you're going to fight some dude that's been training to rip you apart. And you're back there, and it's time to warm up, and you start warming up, and you're sweating, and you're ready to go. And then they go, time to walk, DC. That's what you hear. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2. Then you're da-da-da, like my song. Da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, fuck, let's go do this fucking thing. It is like, you're like, I swear to God. Because now when you get there at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, right, you're like nervous. And you're like, well, what am I doing here? Like, how many times did I go the wrong direction to end up here? Bro, when you hit that crowd, I think that's one of the greatest things the UFC does, is the way that we come through the crowd. The energy from the people. I always ran because I could not absorb it. It was too much.
Oh, interesting.
That's why I ran to the octagon. It's too much praise. You can take that shit in on the way back if you won. But if everybody, they all want to touch you.
Yeah.
They all want to be a part of you. So you got to get through there and get in the ring. And then you get in there. And then, like, the guy's there already because normally I was the champ. So I was like coming in second. The guy's sitting there waiting. Bruce is in there looking fly because Bruce has fly ass suits and shit.
Got a costume change in the middle of this one.
Dude, did you remember? Remember when he changed his costume?
Oh,
I
yeah.
said Bruce. Bruce is James Bond.
Yeah.
He'll tell you.
He loves James Bond.
He loves himself.
Yeah.
But listen, hey, Bruce loves himself. But you're in there, and it's you and Bruce and that guy that wants to like fight you. There's ushers to make sure you don't fight before. There's a lot of people in the octagon. It really is like the cameraman's in there. Like there's a lot of people in there. And you go to the middle and you have any questions? And you're like, I'm good. I'll go back. Well, I mean, shit, I ain't got no questions now. I got to fight.
Yeah.
So you go shake hands. When you go back to that corner and then you turn around, they're all gone.
Yeah.
They're literally all gone. I was always aware of that. I was like, they're all gone. You just, okay, I'm just going to fight. And then they drop that pin. You hear this every time. Look. There's a pin that locks the gate.
Yep.
And I always felt like I could hear that tell me, okay, it's time to go. And then we just start fighting.
That's crazy.
And that's why I would fight so fast, because I didn't want to feel out.
Yeah.
Feel out makes you nervous.
Sure.
If you just start fighting, you're fine. And I think that is what made fighting so special, especially in those main events. And I never got to do it at this.
Yeah.
Doing it at this would have been even crazier.
Sure.
That's what I missed at UFC 200. Not getting the main event and be the last person to leave the octagon after winning.
Wow. I never thought about all this, but yeah.
It's sick.
You're absolutely right.
It's too much.
Yeah.
The fans, it's walking through there and doing this, like taking in all that energy.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much energy. You
Right.
need to fucking conserve.
You have to lock in.
You have to conserve your energy because it's going to be a long 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're fighting you.
And those guys. Like, I fought all those good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
true.
was crazy.
Let's give out our first award, the
Yes.
Darren Elkins Award for a fight or fighter under the radar. DC, what we do for this one is we take a look at this card and we try to figure out somebody that was kind of on the undercard, maybe buried on the early prelims, who, you know, you got to tune in for. They're somebody that no matter the time of day, you're tuning in for them.
Yep. I got Renato Moicano.
You got Moicano.
Yes. Let me
Interesting.
tell you why.
Yeah, hit me.
Because it's not just the fight,
Mm-hmm.
especially even here. Here was the start of the Money Moicano. Give me money.
Oh, yeah.
Give me money.
Oh, we're
going to
get into
money.
that, yeah.
So that was around the start of that.
Yeah.
When it first started, where I was in the Apex with him and he told me, my father is 65 years old. He just had a baby. Now I need to have another baby.
Yep.
You remember the crypto advice he gave from the octagon? It was like, I was like, what is this? Oh, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Yeah.
He was literally giving crypto advice from the octagon.
Mm-hmm.
It's Moicano for me. Because on that night, he was number 13.
Yeah.
Fighting number 10, Jalen Turner. The Money Moicano thing was taken off.
Yep.
He gets hurt very badly, like we spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
He gets that victory, and that propels him into a title fight.
No, I agree with that one.
Who did you have?
I was going to make an argument for either Figgy or Aljo, but when you look at Moicano, especially how this fight turned out.
It was this fight,
It's this fight.
He's also like, the way he talks.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's hard to track. We're going to get into that in a minute. Our next award is the Kevin Holland Award for best heat check performance. Somebody who goes in, makes that check, leaves. Does not matter where they're at. If you see that name on the card, you're like, hey, I can't go to the bathroom in this first round.
Yeah.
We got a lot of choices for this one, so I'm going to throw out my first nominee.
Go ahead.
Diego Lopes.
Another furious start to a Diego Lopes fight. We'll see if Yusuf has recovered.
Yusuf's in big trouble here. Mounted.
That's two right uppercuts by Lopes.
Sadiq trying to sneak out the back.
That is it! You gotta be kidding me! Diego Lopes does it again!
This kid is the real deal.
He really is the real deal.
Wow.
And he just asked Dana White permission before jumping the fence. Mark Zuckerberg alongside. A star continues to be born tonight.
Wow.
This is what we were talking about leading into this fight, that this kid is something special.
I have no argument.
Yeah.
That's the one. Because going into that, right, it was submission over Gavin Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a minute into the fight.
Yeah.
Then it was a minute and a half against Pat Sabatini. He knocked him out. Then he knocks out Sadiq Yusuf at a minute 20. I mean, this kid was knocking people out less than 2 minutes in the fights. So, yes, I can't argue with you.
Yeah.
I'm giving you Diego Lopes, hands down, the guy that collects that check. Heat check. I like that. I like this. A good award.
With the little hair. You know what I mean? We love the hair on Diego Lopes.
Yeah, he's good.
Moving on.
Yep.
This one you're going to love. The Diego Sanchez Going Forward Award. This is a guy who, or a woman. This is somebody, a fighter who went in there and just left it all out there. They left no stone unturned. They went for it. We got a couple. I mean, I'm going to start kind of morbidly, but like Jim Miller never stopped moving forward, man. Jim never stopped moving forward. I love Jim Miller. There's another good one.
Jim Miller's a guy that goes forward the whole time.
Yep.
He never stops pressing.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Oliveira goes forward the whole
true.
time. That's why his title reign was so fun.
Yeah.
He would go forward to the point that he might get hurt, but he would always get up and he would finish the other guys. So I'm giving it to Charles Oliveira because while he did lose also, he was competitive. You can't just go forward and be a punching bag.
Sure.
So that's like crazy.
Unless you can't.
But what?
My nominee, somebody who did kind of let themselves be a punching bag here, is Yuri Prohaska.
Oh, big elbows from Prohaska now.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. He's trying to get up, but
That'll do it. How about the rally tonight? The Czech Republic's Yuri Prohaska moving on up.
Yuri Prohaska is an animal.
Savage,
I mean, he is an animal.
he is a savage.
He just threw himself into the fire to land bombs.
He got his butt kicked and said, "Not tonight."
That's one of my favorite calls you've ever had, by the way. He got his butt kicked and said, "Not tonight."
It was the truth.
Yeah.
He got beat up in the first round.
Yeah, he fucks up his leg in the first round.
Yeah,
and then he like
right.
can't walk, and everybody's talking about how his leg is bruised, and he's switching stances, but then to move forward, he would just switch back.
And he just started telling Rockets like, I'm not.
Yeah.
This ain't happening.
Yeah.
He just went forward and he pressed him and he just kept hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. And as you look at Yuri's career, if he's won 26 fights, he's finished 24 of them, right? So he can finish people.
Yeah.
He just has to find you. And he found Rakic a lot in that second round.
He really did.
And he had it was a great performance, and he got another knockout.
What is it like watching a Yuri fight? Because I feel like he's such a special kind of athlete, where when you're watching him, it's different than anything else, you know?
I've watched Yuri now to the point that I know when Yuri going to lose.
Interesting.
I can tell when Yuri's going to win and when Yuri's going to lose.
Interesting.
Telling you, man. And the only time Yuri's going to lose is when he fights Pereira. He starts doing the weirdest shit ever, bro.
Sure.
He starts like doing stuff like this, and he's like doing all these weird hand gestures.
Mm-hmm.
He thought Pereira had voodoo on it.
Yeah.
You saw it. Everybody goes, he tried it. He just tried it right there.
Yep.
Yuri's a wild dude, man. But Yuri believes that Alex has something on him. And that's when he fights him, he almost psychs himself out. But if you watch him fight anybody else, he's not doing all that crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched him enough to know now. That night he looked pretty calm. And he went and he got the job done. He's very unique, though.
Yeah.
His style, the way he switches stances, the power that he could throw, the power that he can generate from weird spots is really not normal. Who did he beat to become the world champ?
Who did he get?
It was nasty. Oh no, he got Dominic Reyes bad.
Yuri Prohaska. Spinning elbow puts him face first into the octagon.
Still one of the baddest, nastiest knockouts I've ever seen.
In the lead up to 300, in Embedded, at Media Day, he was like waiting to go out in front of the press and answer questions. And they have the octagon here at Apex. And he steps in there and he is doing like deep breathing and he's just like dancing and doing like capoeira. And then he walks to the corner and he looks at the camera and he goes,
I think that was here.
and then he does the spin.
Yes.
Like he remembers
Yes.
the corner where he knocked him out.
That's what I'm
like,
saying, bro. Yuri's that guy.
Yeah.
You remember Yuri went on like a 30-day like mission where he lived in a cabin or a cave or something.
Yep.
before that.
Yeah.
He's just crazy.
He's like
crazy.
Daniel Day-Lewis, man.
He is just a different bird, man, but this dude can fight.
Yeah.
He's really good.
I'm not fucking with Yuri. You know what I'm doing if I'm in the cage with Yuri and I hear
Tell
this sound?
What
I
you
got
doing?
an Uber outside, man. I'm hopping that
You're
fence.
leaving, huh?
I'm hopping that fence.
Yuri's a bad
I got a
dude.
family at home. Our
Yuri's a bad
next
dude.
award, the Irene Aldana Deep Cut Award, named after her.
Oh, my God, that nasty
Deep
guy.
Cut. We got a couple good ones here.
I asked Joe.
Yeah.
I go, what did it look like? He goes, Daniel, I could see her bone.
Yeah.
He said it was that bad.
That's gnarly.
He said it was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the most impressive was that she kept fighting. Tell me.
All right. We got a couple options here. We got Jim Miller.
I can smell the blood from the booth.
It's everywhere.
Now, there were a lot of moments in that fight where you guys were talking about how bloody it is and how gnarly it is and how Jim can't see. Jim Miller told his corner after round 2 that he couldn't see out of his right eye and that he thought he had broke his finger because he's just a bad dude. So he's just like, I'll go out there for round 3, but I just need you to know. And his coach told him, quote, that's more of an issue for tomorrow.
I think I broke my finger. You'll be all right. You'll worry about it tomorrow.
Right.
Let's go, Jim.
5 more, Jim. Give it to us.
That's what you would expect from Jim Miller's corner.
Yeah.
They're such badasses.
Yeah. I mean, everybody who competes on this card is a badass.
Yeah.
Another one, this one's a little bit smaller, but Oliveira loves to do the bleach blonde hair, and he got it cut right on the hairline.
The
so
blood was everywhere.
he had like the red hair basically by the end of the fight. And then we'll touch on it more in a moment, but Gaethje's nose, man.
Oh, his nose.
Gaethje broke his nose in the
His
first
nose
round.
Broken so bad. I got to go Jim Miller.
Gotta go Jim Miller.
Yeah, I got to go Jim Miller.
Yeah.
Because it was sustained damage that he took to a cut that was already there.
Yeah.
Right? He got cut, and King Green just kept hitting him on it. And he was hitting him with big shots, and his jab was next level.
Yeah.
So every time he threw it, it landed on Jim, and he just could not control the bleeding. In between rounds, the cutman would do a good job, but then right as the round would start, the blood would just start coming again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it has to be Jim Miller for that cut against King Green.
Our next award, because I loved that commentary so much, this one is going to be named after your partner here, the Chael P. Sonnen Award. And the P stands for post-fight mic work. These are the people that get on the mics after the fight, and that's your moment. That's your moment to shine. Give your speech. We talked about this earlier. I really got to get into Money Moicano, man.
Fucking Rogan! Let me tell you something. I am a huge advocate of the First Amendment. And let me tell you something. Today, of course I want the 300K bonus, but they're not gonna give me because somebody asked it, they say, hey, this is fucking Disney, you cannot curse. So, I'm not gonna do my speech, but first of all, I love America. I love the Constitution. I love the First Amendment. I want to carry and own fucking guns. I love property. And let me tell you something. If you care about your fucking country, read Ludwig von Mises and the 6 lessons of the Austrian Economic School, motherfuckers. Second of all, I just started a podcast. It's going to be the best podcast in the business. The name is Show Me the Money. And on Monday, my guest will be Joe Rogan. You cannot refuse. The people want to see you on my podcast. And follow Money Moicano channel, motherfuckers.
It's in the beginning of the fight, it looked like he hurt you with the body kick, but you got right on him.
Nobody can hurt me. My name is Money fucking Moicano. I'm the best lightweight in the world. I lost to Jose Aldo on the featherweight, but right now I can't afford to lose because I have a fucking family to feed. I have dreams to fulfill, and I'm not gonna stop until I have the belt and pay-per-view. Boys, UFC, you need to respect me. I am the best in the business, and I'm gonna show you guys. Jalen Turner, tough guy, huge guy, very good striker, but I cannot afford to lose.
Money Moicano, ladies and gentlemen.
DC, I cannot afford to lose.
He's the best.
What a dog.
Dude, he announced that Rogan was going to be on his podcast.
Yep.
Didn't know the name of the podcast. He called it The Money Hour or something like that.
Show Me the Money.
Show Me the Money,
Which there's
is
no
awesome.
way that's not taken.
That's a great name, though, for a podcast if
name.
it's Moicano's. And then he just went off. Look, you could tell, like, English is not his first language.
Sure.
But it's awesome hearing him speak it.
Oh, yeah.
And everything with motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even realize he's, like, insulting everybody listening to him.
No.
He said, y'all won't listen to me.
Yeah.
He's insulting them, but it's cool whenever, like, he's doing it because you can just see the joy and hear the joy in his voice and what he's doing.
Now, the opposite of Renato Moicano, somebody who likes to keep it concise, likes to keep it straight to the point. Another nominee for this. We even talked about her much today. Kayla Harrison, straight to the point.
You just beat the number 5th ranked woman in your first fight ever in the octagon. Give us your thoughts on what's next.
I want my title next, Joe. That's what I came over here for. One thing and one thing only. So I don't care if it's Raquel. I don't care if it's Juliana. By the end of the year, I will be UFC champion.
Well, I can't wait to see you compete again. Congratulations on a spectacular performance.
I also just want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He loves me. He loves you. God bless America.
Kayla Harrison, ladies and gentlemen.
You just got to let them know, DC.
Yeah.
Just keep it straight. Here's what I want. Here's what I love. Jesus loves you.
Well,
I'm out.
That's actually, like, you could tell that Kayla has had some media training, right? She's one of those athletes that was on the Olympic team. She has been we had to do sessions when we were on the Olympic teams. Like, you learn to speak to the media. And you can see Kayla, she uses it very well, but she also gives you enough emotion that make you get behind her. And especially after that performance, after being expected to be here so long, to get here, do what she did, and not completely lose it, speaks to who she is as an athlete, also as a person that can really reel in the emotion when she needs to.
Let's move on to one of my favorite categories, one that's going to be very near and dear to your heart. The John Anik, Not the Cloth from Which He Is Cut Award for Best Commentary. We have a ton of options. And I'm just going to say before we begin, we'll get there. Because we know which one that we're going to be going for. We'll get there. But let's start with your boy, Renato Moicano.
These are big shots. These are big shots. Jalen's in real trouble now.
Yeah, Jalen's in trouble. Oh, he's got to do something. Oh,
that's it.
Do it, Renato! Money Moicano banks another one.
unbelievable.
That was huge.
I just love the wordplay. I'm a sucker for wordplay. The John Anik Money Moicano banks another one.
He's good, man.
He's good.
He's really good.
He's good.
He's really good. John Anik has helped to elevate this product.
Yeah.
He really has.
Yeah.
He's so smooth. He knows what he wants to say, how he wants to say it, and he never misses. He never misses.
Let's move on to the next one. Another great one. This was not a finish. This one was almost a finish. Kind of a controversial moment we haven't really talked about here. This is Yan Xiaonan going to sleep.
Oh, look at this. Zhang Weili's got her back.
She's got to be careful with the choke here.
She got under.
It's under the neck.
She's got it. She's got
tight,
it.
Joe.
She's got it.
Oh, yeah, that's real tight.
That's locked in.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to go to sleep.
12 seconds.
10 seconds. Can Yan Xiaonan survive?
She's still there now.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 1 second to go. Wow.
Oh,
she was out. She was out.
Xiaonan
Oh, my God. She was out.
She got back to her feet, which means the fight will continue.
Oh, my God. She was out.
She was out.
She was out.
Oh, my goodness. As time went out, they've got to get some water in her face right now. Trying to wake her up.
She's not out.
They need to give her ice. Wow.
Wait.
A lot to unpack here. What do you remember about this?
The ref even goes, get up if you can.
Wow.
If she couldn't have gotten up, they would have stopped the fight. He said, get up if you can.
Yeah.
And so she pops up to her feet.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I didn't realize she was out.
Yeah.
And had it been 2 more seconds, the fight would have been done.
Right.
That was, I think that is when you see the courage of the fighter. All the fighters.
Yeah.
You see their courage when they're unwilling to tap, when they're beat so dead to rights.
For sure. And it's also just crazy watching this one where she's almost out, and it's not like a knockout. Like, it's not like a situation where somebody gets rocked and then drops, the round ends, they get up, get to their soul, they don't know where they are. and then, they're a little bit on loose legs the rest of the fight. Like, with a submission, she's like, I don't know what happened, but she gets to her corner, and they're like, you have more. And she, in the later rounds, was really taking it to Wei Li, because Wei Li had gassed out, really squeezing on that.
Yep.
And it was just so much fun. And I was just obsessed with this. There's another funny moment tied to it. Now let's start to get into this, because there's one more thing. This isn't from you guys. This was actually from Dean Thomas in the middle of our BMF fight. And he just, I don't know who Dean was talking to, whether it was a higher power or not, but I just thought this was fascinating. A little bit of a prediction.
I'm also thinking about the nose of Justin Gaethje. The fact that he can't breathe out of his nose means that he's going to have to keep his mouth open. A good right hand to that jaw could be the end of the fight for him. So that also compromises him just with that nose injury.
A good right hand to the jaw.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen,
if your mouth's open, you cannot take punches.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't breathe. His nose was so jacked that you start to breathe through the mouth. If you take a shot to the mouth, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dean Thomas is smart, though.
He is smart.
He's really smart.
And he's paying attention to these things. Because that's the thing. Is it's not like you have to be in the fight game long to learn that. But, like, sometimes you're so caught up in the moment. You just, like, kind of
don't
start.
see it.
Yeah, you don't see it.
Dean does, though.
Dean was locked in. And that led us to my favorite moment of I'm not even going to set this up. We just got to listen to it.
That left leg is destroyed.
Finally, in minute 25, Holloway shows some mortality.
Look at this. Holloway just told him, stand right here.
Oh, big connection late. That'll do it with 1 second to go. Gaethje face first on the canvas. Max Holloway wins the BMF title.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Whoa. Oh, my goodness.
An absolute stunner at UFC 300.
Oh, my
1
God.
second to go.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. And he called for it. Called for him to stand and trade.
We have seen him do this on multiple occasions where he's winning the fight. Say, let's just fight.
That's a warrior.
That's
a real warrior.
Max, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, legend of the sport, former champion, former BMF champion, a current BMF champion, Max Holloway.
BMF champ.
How you doing there, champ?
Doing good, bosses. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
What's up, Max? How you doing, brother?
What up, my brother?
I'm good, man. I just I'm over here like just talking to the BMF. We just rewatched the knockout at UFC 300. Saw you claim the BMF championship. Love that you are the BMF champion. Love that you are who you are in this game. Love that I still hold the title for the daddest man on the planet. Dude, did you see? You know how I know I'm the daddest man on the planet? Did you see me take that hair off of Jack Della Maddalena's face? Only the daddest man on the planet takes care of all of his children.
No way, bro. You're not the daddest. I know you think you're funny, you slick. You sent me that picture and you signed it saying you're the daddest man on the planet, but you're a fraud.
You like it? See, I signed him a photo.
Yeah.
Calling myself the daddest man on the planet.
Terrible. The most terrible photos ever. The signature, too. You need to work on your signature.
You don't like that?
How the hell people selling your signature for that much amount of money, bro? I'm tripping. I'm like, this signature looks like a third grader wrote his name.
So what happens is, I learned cursive. You youngsters didn't even learn cursive in school.
I know
you youngsters.
What are you talking about?
These youngsters, you guys didn't learn cursive.
I learned cursive in school.
So what you do is you sign your name. You don't just scribble a name like Max Holloway.
Oh, I definitely scribble a name.
Yeah, I
learned that from my mom.
Mine
Shouts
is
out.
actually like, you could. Oh, that's Daniel Cormier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
How long does that take you?
Yeah, that's terrible. You probably use the same exact signature to write your check, so now I know. I'm gonna
Easy peasy.
I know.
I know how a cursive L looks. Easy.
Yeah, you guys don't even write cursive. It's so sad what the world has come to. Youngsters, man.
Max, welcome to UFC Glory Days. This is a podcast where we're looking back on UFC 300. We just wanted to talk to you about possibly, in my opinion, the best moment in UFC history. We got DC here because he was cage side for this. We just hit the part of the show where we're talking about your knockout over Gaethje. So I just want to ask you guys, as friends, how was it kind of connecting on this afterwards? Because, Cormier, you're losing it when this knockout happens. Max, you're on top of the world. Like, what was that moment like for you guys?
I mean, it's crazy, you know. It's a double sword, bro. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, I know you know how close me and DC is. We all see the world, see how close him and Justin is. I have nothing but love and respect for Justin. I mean, not many people know that when he wasn't in the UFC and I was in the UFC, I was in Denver. He took care of me a couple of days. When we went to fight there, I think so, my Justin Lawrence fight, I believe, and he's just a great dude, you know. And to be on the winning side of history is always great, but to do it against a guy like Justin was, I mean, I was hyped in the moment, but then when it all sank in, like I like him as a person, so you know, it definitely sucked, but I mean, it's definitely one of the moments it's one of the moments in the history books forever, so that's cool.
It's crazy when it happens, right? Because I love Max Holloway. I've known Max Holloway since he was a very young guy, right? And I love Justin Gaethje. So you feel for Justin, but also you celebrate your buddy. Because I know that for Max, that was such a big moment, right? Because in the darkest moments, after the Volkanovski 3 fight, but I remember walking in there and seeing him at his lowest, right? After that fight, a lot of questions and beat up and thinking, man, I got to change some things. Then to see him go to the top of the world right after, right, and see how his mental strength and everything allows for him to do what he did. That's why he's special, right? Because there's nothing that's going to really, like, stop Max Holloway. And so watching that was sad for Justin, but over the moon for Max, because I knew that this was great for him in his career, because I knew what winning that fight would propel him into. And ultimately, it got him another title fight.
Yeah. I mean, Max, one of the things we were talking about before you hopped on was just, you know, in order to be on this card, you basically have to be a legend in the UFC. And not only are you on the card, you're fighting for a belt on the card against another legend who we all have admiration and respect for. You're the third fight from the top, like, and you create this legendary moment. Like, before you even got to that point, in the lead up to the fight, like, what do you remember in the weeks leading up? Like, you were in that UFC 300 promo, and then, you know, you're there at fight week, and it's all these big level guys. Like, what do you remember?
I mean, you know, everybody, when you saw the card, you know, it was former champions, champions, guys who got to fight for a title, so, and girls, so it was just amazing to be a part of the card. And then, like you said, with the countdown, when they came down, usually for countdowns, they got like a pretty big team, and they rent out guys around where you locally from. But this one, they went big, man. We had to do promos. We had to shoot. We had an extra day of shooting, and I was like, bro, what the hell are they gonna do? You know, but to see the final product and to see the way everything came out. I mean, the only bummer part about being on 300 was none of our faces got to be on the damn poster. That's the only bummer. They put 300 gold, they made it gold. But I mean, all jokes aside, a lot of people on that card is probably going to be in the Hall of Fame or have a fight in the Hall of Fame or have to do something with the Hall of Fame. So just to be a part of history and to be a part of UFC 300, you know, I remember I wanted to be a part of UFC 200. I know DC was on. And that was one thing I was pushing hard for to fight Aldo at that time. But, you know, they gave it to Frankie. But we got to be here now. We got to be on 300, and that's going to be in the history books forever. So I'm excited.
Can I ask Max a personal question?
Of course.
So, Max, could you flip the camera and let me see that car you're driving?
No,
Max, Max, can you flip the camera and let me see the car you're driving? Bro, when he got the $600,000 in bonuses, I asked him to borrow money. He said no. Now I see where the money went. Max, can you flip the camera and let me just see the dashboard of the car you're driving?
Let me flip the camera. See if I can flip it.
Max, when did you become an F1 driver with your
I got my friend in driving seat. You don't know what it is.
Look, this is a Mercedes-Benz. That's a Mercedes-Benz.
That is leather.
That is a Mercedes-Benz. That is a Mercedes-Benz.
Brother, that is genuine leather.
That is genuine leather.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
That is a Mercedes-Benz. I could tell by the screen, and he thinks he could just show us the vents of the car. That's a Mercedes-Benz. Wow.
Wow.
That's why he didn't loan me that money.
Wow, the ergonomic bucket chairs. He got the ergonomic.
You know what is crazy, bro? DC asking me for money. He's the heavyweight and the light heavyweight champion in the world, and we all know they make the most damn money. They make the most damn money in the world. I'm like, bro, DC, he needs to give me money.
He had $600,000 in bonuses
that he called for at the press conference,
and he didn't. He refused me 50. I said, give me a fight night bonus, $50K. He said,
Never. DC saw 600,000. He probably laughing off camera. He laughing. He's like, that's not even 15% of my pay.
Is that his attitude?
That's what I was talking about earlier.
That's what you were saying early. He disrespected me at UFC, telling me picking on me because I was watching the World Cup or the Champions League, making fun of me for that. All he does is make fun of me.
Max, where does this come from?
DC is like an older brother to me. I mean, he could be my grandpa, but then I look at him as my older brother. He's awesome. All jokes aside, man, the first time I ever did meet this man, we was on a shoot together for a promo for when we both was the champions, and he just took me in, took me under his wing, took care of me. This is actually when he was nice with his money. He bought me food, you know what I mean? He made sure I was fed. He paid the Ubers every time we went somewhere, so, but now he got all the money in the world. He wants more. It's crazy.
So me and Max were somewhere in Los Angeles, and every time the TMZ would try to get me, I'd say, "Oh, that's Max Holloway," and I would run away in the opposite direction.
Bro, he was the most I didn't even know what he was doing. We was coming out of somewhere, and all the cameras on him. TMZ. Daniel was like, "Oh shoot, I see Max Holloway." I'm like walking right down. I'm like, why'd you do that? Bro, that was the most. That was the most craziest thing I ever. That's how I know he's not the dad.
Hey, they just ran over. Hey, they went to deal with Max Holloway. They wanted the young champ. I ran and jumped in the car. Max and I were just doing a photo shoot at Fox Sports at the time. And we were in Los Angeles, and we spent a couple days together. And I was like, I actually really like this dude. Yeah. And we've been like linked ever since.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Max, do you ever wonder though when you're in that moment and you're fighting beautifully at 155? There's no need for that last 10 seconds. We have seen you do this countless times.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it start? You saying, let's just fight, knowing 15 seconds, Max, you walk away with a big victory and the BMF title. But what you don't walk away with is that extra $300,000 because you guys would have still got fighter tonight.
Right.
You wouldn't have gotten the knockout of the night, though, or the performance bonus.
I mean, look, I was looking at it this way. Justin was the number one contender. He didn't have to fight me. You know what I mean? He could have just sat out, got a title shot. He gave me a 45-hour chance to come up and fight him. And I was like, I felt like I was up. But I was like, he gave me a chance. Why not give him his chance? The last 10 seconds, I know he wouldn't back down. He agreed. And, I just landed my shot before he landed his, and that's why I was on the right side of history on that one.
You were up. I looked up the scorecards heading into that moment. You would 39-37, 39-37, 38-38. You would have won by decision, but obviously it was just like that extra cherry on top. And I mean, like Gaethje's a guy that you really don't want to get in that situation with. Like I remember when you did it against Ricardo Lamas.
Wow. But it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow.
It's very rare.
What a finish.
That you see an agreement like that, where they point at the ground and decide to stand in front of each other and bang out the last 10 seconds like that. And that wasn't a bluff either.
Not that Ricardo Lamas is a guy you want to be in the pocket with, but like Gaethje is at his most dangerous in that space. And you still are like, no, let's fucking throw down for these 10 seconds. Like, was there a second thought to it? Like, did you ever at any point be like, maybe I shouldn't have done that?
I mean, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, I am the one that asked for $300K bonus. I mean, one of my boys here, he's with me right now. He's driving, but he's in my corner all my fights. Like Gaethje hits hard, and I know he is. Like he just we were just talking about this the other day. Like somebody asked me who kick harder, Aldo or Gaethje, and then I told him I can't really speak on Aldo because Aldo didn't really kick me, but Gaethje kicked me pretty hard. And then he heard the question. He said, "Yeah, I remember Max coming in one of the corners saying like, this mother effer hits hard as hell, kicks hard as hell. What the hell?" And then he wanted to laugh, but it's a serious situation. So he didn't laugh, but he just thought like, what the hell is this man thinking right now? Coming back and telling us this mother effer kicks hard as shit, So that's what it is, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and that's the type of fighter that I was that I want to be, and I want to inspire people that way, and put it all online.
Max, when you look back at that, where does that stack up to some of the greatest Max Holloway accomplishments right now in your career? Not only the win over Justin Gaethje winning the BMF title, but doing it on that stage, on that fight card.
I mean, if I had to stack up my favorite wins of all time overall, the number one spot is always going to be the Jose Aldo one. I won the Undisputed against him in Rio, to fight the King of Rio in Rio, and to do what I did to him over there. That's not going to ever get topped.
I was in Hamilton. The play Hamilton in San Francisco in a suit and tie watching Max fight Jose Aldo. They were pissed off at me in this place because I jumped up and down in the middle of the play. I was in Hamilton.
That is going to be the number one, but then the number two, of course, got to be a 300 with the event, how big it is, what it was in Vegas. It's against Justin Gaethje. As far as BMF title, that it's just it's crazy to me. A lot of people is like, oh, it's BMF title this, BMF title that, and blah blah blah. But as soon as a moment like that happened, now everybody wants the BMF title. People is even walking around with fake BMF titles nowadays. So at the end of the day, that's just what it is.
You elevated it. You elevated the BMF title because the BMF title, when Nate Diaz fought against George Masvidal, it felt like a prop.
Yeah.
Now it feels like an actual championship. So I had this issue with the BMF title initially. I thought the BMF title should be contested between guys that might not really belong in the elite. But now when you got Max and Justin fighting, Justin and Dustin fighting, Dustin and Max fighting, it's a real belt. This is a real championship.
It's legitimate.
Yeah, you guys legitimize this belt, Max.
Oh yeah, and that's what it is. Just trying to change the attitude or change the game. I mean, DC, you came in, you changed the game, you became a double champion, you did it. And, guys like you, bro, is the guys that inspire us to be different and to inspire the younger generation coming up and, just elevate the game and, take the game to a whole new level.
And that's what UFC 300 was all about. It's just, these legends and these legendary moments. And also, iconic looks, I got to say. The Hawaiian shorts came out for this card. So fucking sick. I was actually talking to a couple people about this, and we're partnered with Fanatics now, and they had a question. If you could go back in time and give yourself, like, a jersey apparel from, like, any team in history, or even, like, any fight shorts from somebody in history, like the Chuck Liddell shorts, who are you picking and why?
I'll probably go back to the old Houston Rockets one. Their old Rocket logo is pretty sick, or the old Raptor logo is pretty sick, so... Maybe go that way.
But not the Hawaii Fighting Rainbows. What are they called? The Hawaii Fighting Rainbows?
The Warriors.
Rainbow Warriors.
Dude, the Rainbow Warriors jerseys are
the Rainbow Warriors would be sick, but they had all kind of different designs.
They got so many jerseys. They got so many.
Yeah, they got a lot.
They have sick uniforms. But they still trash.
Well, Mountain West. It's fine.
Bro, why are you talking about us like that, bro? Why are you talking? Bro, they went 15-0 one year, bro. Calm down.
Cole Brennan, shouts out. I loved Cole Brennan. Now, speaking of funny moments, Max, as awesome as your moment was, it also resulted in some of the funniest things I've ever listened to in the Octagon. So we're going to hit a new segment here. This is the Mike Goldberg Yeon Jacek Award for funniest commentary at UFC 300. We got them all focused around right after your knockout because Joe Rogan is on such a high that the man cannot speak. So we got a couple clips for you. And I just want you to enjoy it. This first one is after he finishes interviewing you, he's working his way back to the desk where you are, and you're breaking down the knockout. And Rogan is off mic, and you can still hear him just screaming, "Oh, my God."
Look at that overhand right. It's like a hook, a right hook, overhand. Just drops Justin going forward.
He's just in the background.
Still walking back going, oh my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. And then they're like,
That's crazy.
Then they get in his ear. And they're saying, like, Joe, we got more we got to do. Like, Joe, like, please, can we lock back in? And he gives us this gem.
What a result. What a risk. What a risk for him. And I can't even talk. Listen to my voice. What a risk for him and what a result. My God.
And you think, oh, like, that's it. Rogan's he's gonna put it together. But Anik tries to then get it all together. He's like, hey, we gotta go to the Zhang Weili Yan Xiaonan fight.
We were like, can we cancel that?
They had to cut off Rogan's mic because he's like, there's no way.
Cut his mic off, bro. He would not stop.
All right, now with more on the forthcoming co-main event. Here's Meg.
Gold is on the line in our co-main event, John.
We really have more fights?
We really have more fights? And they clipped his mic. He was done, bro. He was like, yo, I'm done. He went to the moon. And then he was like, I'm done. I cannot do this shit no more.
You know what is the crazy thing, too? That next fight was fucking actually insane. I was watching from the back. And I was after doing some media stuff, and I was trying to catch the fight because I was really intrigued with that fight. And old girl got choked out.
Yeah, she got choked out.
Completely choked out. They let her fight on, and they fight for 5 rounds in a freaking crazy bloodbath, or not bloodbath, but just a war.
It didn't matter.
It's a crazy war, bro. I was like, that sucks. If my fight never happened, people would be so ecstatic with it, but then, the energy just left the right. And then with Poton to just go out there and just, did what he did was kind of crazy too. But the energy was still kind of low for that knockout too. I was like, what the hell? It's huge,
You took us we went to the moon. You went to the moon in the third fight from the top. That's the danger in having him not in the main event.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the tough part was you took the oxygen out of there with you. You left and everybody, you had, how many people did we say were at this event?
20,062.
Yeah, 20,067. What a memory.
Yeah, you see that? I'm fucking smart. I got children. I remember everything.
20,000 people were still in that room, and they were like, how do I continue on after watching?
Joe said, do we really have more fights? He knew there's a paper in front of us with 2 more fights that we have.
Yeah.
He knew, but he was just so shocked. Champ, where are you going to work? Are you going back to practice?
We just finished training. I'm actually on the heading home.
Nice. How far do you drive from the gym? Seems far.
45 minutes.
Wow.
45.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he must live in
must
live in a real exclusive.
That's
area.
why I'm not a world champion, because if I have to drive 45 minutes anywhere, I'm not going to the gym.
In the same area where I was raised.
He must live in a real exclusive area to be 45
I
minutes.
live in the same area where I was raised.
Crazy.
Why not, brother?
Max, flip around the camera. Let me see the mansion, please.
Yeah, please. Hey, one time I watched Max walk into his house, and his wife, or he was standing there trying to scare her. She looked at his face and she went, ah, oh my God.
No, that's cute.
Come on. No.
That was bad. That was one of my favorite clips. Max, that was one of my favorite clips. And you man.
He's the worst.
Now,
I love your guys' relationship.
Max, I'm going to help you. I'm going to have you help us close out this podcast. We got one more award that we need to give. We call it the Ultimate Award. And what the Ultimate Award is somebody on the UFC 300 card who is at the height of their power, somebody who is at their career peak. I'm going to start off this nomination here. Somebody on the undercard, King Green. King Green, I think, looked better than he's ever looked. Max, I don't know if you watched that fight.
He did. He's fighting Jim Miller, man.
He fought Jim Miller.
Yeah, but he was always going to beat Jim Miller like that because he's too fast for Jim.
You think?
He's too fast. Max, please tell him.
I didn't think so, bro. I know he was fast, but I thought Jim was going to grab him.
Thank you.
And get another submission win, bro.
Thank
for
you.
Some reason. But but that's why you never ever, I do breakdowns too. I don't know if you guys know I'm on YouTube doing blessed
Oh,
breakdown.
my God.
But I'm
Get the
terrible
plug in.
at the game, dog.
Get
I'm
the
like
plug in.
13 and 10 right now for my record for this year. So holy shit, I'm horrible. I don't know shit about fighting, bro.
Because you're just like Nick. You guys like go with your heart, thinking Jim wasn't going to beat Bobby Green. He never was going to because of the speed difference and Bobby's footwork. Let me tell you who my ultimate was at the height of his power.
Mm-hmm.
The legend of Alex Pereira was higher than it ever had been.
Yep.
And that night only went to further that.
Yep.
Because when Jamal Hill kicked him in the nuts, and when Herb Dean's like, stop, and he's
he did that little hold on.
He said, hold on a second, I got this. And then he drops him.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, is the ultimate. Like, bro, you can't script what Alex Pereira did that night.
Stop. Continue.
Please, get out of here.
Big early knockdown for Peloton.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Jamal Hill's out and still. Alex Peloton Pereira maintains the throne.
My goodness.
This guy right here.
My goodness.
Wow.
What a killer.
He just gave him no pause. I'm okay. 10 seconds later,
He literally pushed him aside like, don't touch me. Don't stop this. I'm killing this dude.
Oh, my God. He said, I got this. And then he hits Jamal with a left hand, drops Jamal and finishes him. You know, Jamal said he wasn't finished, Max. He said he was good.
I don't know, bro. No comment, bro.
Max said, this dude trying to draw me into the fight. Hey, Max.
This guy, I see DC. I watch your YouTube, bro. I see everybody coming after you, and then you're making videos answering them. I'm like, holy shit. If I ever gonna do this interview with DC, bro, he ain't pulling me into this fucking YouTube beef, bro. I'm
Maybe everybody be YouTube beefing with me, but then as soon as they get me, I'm like, yes, numbers. I go straight and attack them. I'm like, yes, numbers. Because as soon as I know
you, DC. That's how you know DC just want more money. That's how you know he's rich. Yes, getting rich.
The numbers.
So, Max, would you say Pereira? Do you think Pereira's ever gonna when we look back on Pereira's career, will that be one of those defining moments, like that visual? I got it. 5 seconds later, the fight's over.
For sure. I think so. I mean, to have that moment, you know, to tell the referee, hey, hold on a bit, and then go knock him out, like literally, like, or finish him, and not knock out, finish him in a matter of like 5 seconds after that is just amazing.
It wasn't just a knockout. It was also that he was smart enough that he gets the finish and then he does the little
hand
thing.
What was the hand thing?
He's just like,
understand.
Look at this work.
The hand thing was Jamal was running his mouth saying that he's not going to get knocked out and blah, 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 that he's going to finish Alex. So Alex was like, Alex kind of hit him with the, are you serious? Like, he didn't fight. this is what you get. Like, if you saw the beef that they was talking, because Jamal was saying a bunch of stuff.
You know, just getting acquainted with the visual that I plan on seeing on Saturday night.
Eu vou fazer ele lembrar desse momento aqui, quando eu estiver entrando no octógono, quando estiver tocando a minha música, ele vai lembrar desse momento.
I mean, Alex was saying some stuff too, but then that was just like really, like it was like a meme. Like, come on, man, come on, bro.
Come on.
Yeah.
I kind of knew Jamal was in trouble though, because when the fight was about to start, he was like pointing at him as he was walking to the ring.
He waited for him. He waited for him outside the cage.
Outside the cage. I'm like, come on, man, we don't need to do all that. Y'all going to fight. You can always tell.
He broke the arrow, bro. He caught the arrow.
He caught the arrow and broke it. Like,
that's right.
Come on, dude, that's too much. Like,
I forgot about that.
You don't have to do all that, Max. Max, it was like when Brock Lesnar started dancing.
Mm-hmm.
When he was fighting over him, I was like, yo, Brock about to get his ass whipped. If Brock dancing, Brock don't know how to dance, man. Even Bilal Muhammad, when Bilal Muhammad was fighting Jack Della Maddalena, he was thrusting his hips in the prep point. Like, what is going on? They don't do when people start exhibiting awkward behavior. If Max Holloway ever starts dancing or something, I'm pushing his ass out of the prep point. I'm saying, you're not doing this, man. Something's not right.
Well, you're gonna be ringside, so I want to hold you to that, bro. You ever see me doing something outrageous? You better fucking step in at the prep point.
Yo, don't do no outrageous shit, champ, please.
Guys, last thing for this card. What holds up, what does not hold up? When you look back at UFC 300, what kind of things still kind of give you chills? And what kind of things you're like, that was a little weird? terms of that's a little weird, I would definitely say Jamal Hill catching the arrow. Like that's a little much.
It was too much.
For me.
It was just too much. Like the catching the arrow, staring him down, waiting outside the octagon. I get it. Like there are times when people do that and it's cool. Yeah. Remember when Cain Velasquez walked to the center when Junior Dos Santos did his thing? Yeah. You're like, oh, that was cool. Yeah. And there are other times where it just isn't. It isn't. And it's like, I feel like the nervous energy is overtaking what this guy
for sure
is supposed to do. Obviously, Max's knockout will be remembered.
Up, man.
It'll hold up. Alex's knockout will hold up.
Yep.
I also think that Jalen Turner and Renato Moicano will hold up because of the circumstances that surrounded what led to the finish.
For sure. A couple other just small things here that I would say. Megan O'Leary's fashion. Megan shows up, peak lapels.
Yes, she does.
Megan is a year ahead of where the rest of us are fashion-wise. And as a dear friend, I just needed to give her a shout-out here.
Yeah, well, what about mine? I got this new tailor, Mark Russell. He's been hooking me up.
Max, do you think that DC's fashion sense holds up at the same level as Megan O'Leary's fashion sense?
No, probably not, because DC don't dress himself.
Bro, but still, dude, did you see my suit in Miami? Hey, Max, I went on my Instagram and I said, I called
All was going through my mind. I was like, wow, how much threading they had to do to get this man
Max,
in this suit.
Max, I said, I call this one Miami Vice. I call that Miami Vice.
Yeah.
I call that motherfucker Miami Vice, man.
You know why they call it Miami Vice? Because it's a 3-hour movie, and that's how much time they needed to thread that suit together.
Hey, they stitched me in that motherfucker. They stitched it on me, and they had me just spinning to make the stitching come off of me. But I was looking good when I was in it, though.
You're looking good, DC.
We got to let this man go. He's
Max,
tired. He's
thank
talking
you
ridiculous. He's
so
tired.
much for your time. It's been great having you, and obviously one of the best moments in history. So thank you for giving us that. Thanks for giving us your time. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys again. You guys have a good one. Hey, I love you guys. And DC, take care, bro. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep, I'll see you, Max. Bye-bye.
DC, let's close this out.
Talk to me.
I think we hit our ultimate man, Alex Pereira, an unbelievable performance there. I think we've hit on all the top moments, all the top commentary here. There's just one thing left to do. Where does Kevin Lee fit in all this?
I don't understand that. So I don't get the Kevin Lee thing.
It popped up online. I believe it started with Joe Rogan. Did it not? I believe we were talking about the lightweight division, and we were talking about Ferguson and Habib,
all these guys.
And I think Joe said, but where does Kevin Lee fit in all this? And ever since then, it's been quoted. So
I see that everywhere.
Yeah, it's become a segment on this show. And so what I do is I take whatever event we're at and I figure out where in the world Kevin Lee was. So Kevin Lee was 7 months post-op to reconstruct his ACL at this point. So a little over halfway from what I understand. I'm not a medical professional here. 5 days after UFC 300, Kevin announced that there would be an announcement about his comeback. Unfortunately, that comeback wasn't in the UFC, but he fought in September of 2024, where he won by first round rear naked choke. So shouts out Kevin
Lee.
DC, man, this has been a blast. Thank you for joining me on UFC Glory Days. This has been a phenomenal episode to cover a phenomenal card. There's so much left that we can talk on, but we'll have you back again soon.
Absolutely.
This is UFC Glory Days. I'm Nick Brown. He's Daniel Cormier. Just bleed.